And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, knew that the king's heart longed for Absalom. Joab sent to Tekoa and took from there a wise woman, and he said to her, "Please pretend to be a mourner. Please put on mourning clothes, and do not anoint yourself with oil, but be as a woman who has mourned many days for the dead. Come to the king and speak to him in this manner." And Joab put the words into her mouth. The woman of Tekoa spoke to the king, fell to the ground and prostrated herself, and she said, "Save, O king." And the king said to her, "What ails you?" She said, "Truly I am a woman who is a widow. My husband is dead. Your handmaid had 2 sons, and they both fought in the field, and there was no rescuer between them, and one struck the other and killed him. Behold, the whole family rose against your handmaid, and said, Deliver the one that struck his brother whom he slew, and so destroy also the heir. So they shall quench my coal which is left, so as not to leave my husband a name or a remainder upon the face of the earth." The king said to the woman, "Go to your house, and I will give orders about you." The woman of Tekoa said to the king, "On me, my lord, the king, be the iniquity, and on my father's house, and the king and his throne be guiltless." The king said, "Whoever speaks to you, bring him to me. He shall no longer continue to touch you." She said, "I beg you, let the king remember the Lord your God, that the avenger of blood destroy not excessively, so that they destroy not my son." And he said, "As the Lord lives, if one hair of your son shall fall to the earth." And the woman said, "May your handmaid speak a word with my lord the king?" He said, "Speak." The woman said, "Why have you thought such a thing about the people of God? Now consider not that the king in speaking this word has done so accidentally, so that the king shall not bring back his banished one. For die we must, and are as water that is spilt on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. And God favors not a soul, but he devises means that he that is banished be not cast from him. And now my motive for having come to speak of the thing to the king, my lord, is because the people have made me afraid, and your maidservant said, I will now speak to the king. Perhaps the king will perform the request of his handmaid, for the king will hear to deliver his maidservant from the hand of the man that would destroy me and my son together out of the inheritance of God. And your handmaid said, Let I pray the word of my lord the king be for comfort. For as an angel of God, so is my lord the king, to discern the good and the bad, and the Lord your God may be with you." The king answered, and he said to the woman, "I beg you not to hide from me anything that I shall ask you." The woman said, "Let my lord the king please speak." The king said, "Is the hand of Joab with you in all this?" The woman answered and said, "As your soul lives, my lord the king, anyone can turn to the right or to the left. From all that my lord the king has spoken for your servant Joab, he bade me. And he put in the mouth of your handmaid all these words, in order to bring about the face of the matter has your servant Joab done this thing. My lord is wise according to the wisdom of an angel of God to know all that is in the earth." And the king said to Joab, "Behold now, you have done this thing. Now go bring back the young man Absalom." Joab fell on his face to the ground, and he prostrated himself, and he blessed the king. Joab said, "Today your servant knows that I have found favor in your eyes, my lord, O king, and that the king has done the request of your servant." Joab arose and went to Geshur, and he brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the king said, "Let him turn to his house, but my face let him not see." Absalom turned to his house, and the king's face he saw not. Now like Absalom, there was not a man in all Israel as beautiful to be, as totally praiseworthy for beauty from the sole of his feet to the crown of his head. There was no blemish in him. When he shaved his head, and it was at every year's end that he shaved it, because the hair was heavy on him, and he would shave it, he weighed the hair of his head, at 200 shekels after the king's weight. And to Absalom were born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar, and she was a woman of beautiful appearance. Absalom dwelt in Jerusalem 2 full years, and the king's face did not see him. Absalom sent to Joab to send him to the king, and he would not come to him, and he would send again a second time, and he would not come. He said to his servant, "See, Joab's field is near mine. He has barley there. He has barley there. Go and set it on fire." And Absalom's servant set the field on fire. Joab arose, and he came to Absalom to his house, and he said to him, "Why have your servants set my field on fire?" Absalom said to Joab, "Behold, I have sent to you, saying, 'Come here, that I may send you to the king to say, why have I come from Geshur? It will be better for me were I still there, and now I will see the king's face, and if there be iniquity in me, let him kill me.'" Joab came to the king, and he told him, and he called for Absalom, and came to the king, and he prostrated himself to him on his face to the ground before the king, and the king kissed Absalom.